Here's what I want you to do. Pick out the numbers in each term first, which are 5 and 6, right? Multiply it together. What do you get?
30.
Write your 30. Then just take your variables, h and x, and put it in alphabetical order, and you're done. That's how you write that expression in the fewest numbers and symbols as possible. Now you try number 2. Just be careful with x times x. Becca Mish, go. What do you got? You're close. 27x, but we're still not done. Remember, we did this back in lesson 5. What was x times x?
X squared.
Yes. Done. Okay. Let me show you how to do 3 again. Take the number or term outside the parentheses and multiply it by each term inside the parentheses. What's 6 times 2n? Ava.
12.
Not 6 times 2 is 12, but don't forget that n. It's 12n. 6 times 4y. Troth.
Oh, wait, what are we doing? Oh, okay. Wait, so.
6 times 4y.
Oh, okay, that's 24y.
Yup. Everybody do number 4. And don't let the fact that they're all variables confuse you. Just follow that format. Does anybody want to come up to the board? Just do it. All right, Ed, come on up. That is good. Did anybody put it my and ny? You could also, if you did it in alphabetical order, you could do it that way, but that's perfectly fine. Done. All right, this was lesson 12. Find the GCF of 12 and 18. Remember we did that sprint? You should be able to do that quickly in your head. David,
6.
that goes outside the parentheses. So there's your 6. You're kind of doing what you did in 3 and 4 in reverse. So you say to yourself, 6 times what makes 12x? 2x. That goes inside. Plus 6 times what makes 18n? TO. That's done. Now at number 6, what do you do when you have 2 and 7 does not have a GCF? What needs to come out of each term? Brandon. So A comes out, and Alexa Nee, what goes in? 2 plus 7. And I want to just kind of show you something neat. If you do order of operations, you would do this first. What do you get? And then we add our A, because A times 9 is 9A. And that's the same thing as you get if you have 2 A's, 1A and 2A. And if I add 7 more, how many total A's do I have? You wind up with 9A. Okay? All right, let's move on. You're going to learn that now. I want you to write an expression 1 divided by 2 different ways. Do that now and I'll come back to the recording. Ave, come up and do the first one you have. I gotta get a wireless mic so I can walk around the room. How many have that way? How many of you seen it that way? Keeping my fingers crossed. The second way, many of you knew that Gazinta symbol, but who goes in and who goes out is critical. Who's outside of the Gazinta? I call it a Gazinta because, look, when it's done, 2 goes into 1, 2 goes into 1, a Gazinta. 2 goes into 1.
Oh.
It's an Alessi thing. My 6th grade teacher taught me that. My 6th grade teacher called it a Gazinta. I go, Mr. Tate, why do you call it a Gazinta? Because 2 goes into 1.
Gazinta
Gazinta. 2 Gazinta. The Gazinta. All right, so now you know. That's a carryover from my 6th grade teacher.
And you were recording also.
I know. So now you know my secret. What is the divisor and what's the dividend? Surprisingly, kids know this by heart, and I always have to look it up. But don't tell your parents that. Oh, I'm recording. Dylan, what's the dividend?
Dividend is 1.
Oh, that's Gesundheit. Okay, and then obviously it's reversed. Back on track. It's reversed when you put it in this format. So you could draw an arrow if you want, but label it. Okay? That being said, everybody now do example 2 on your own, and then I'll call somebody up. Do example, after you've labeled everything. Oh, wait, time out. Let's do this. Is 1 divided by 2 the same as 2 divided by 1? Let me say yes. Let me say no. Okay, so the order does matter, right? What is 1 divided by 2? Do you know? Oh, you're good. Yes, 1 divided by 2. I could show it to you using a fraction bar. Watch. Here's your 1. I'm going to divide it by 2. And this represents 1 out of 2, or 1/2. Which, now, hopefully, maybe you can make the connection. The answer is 1/2. That's why 1 divided by 2 looks like a fraction. It's 1/2. Okay, which is great because it will work for anything. 5 divided by 12 is 5/12.
I'm confused. So much easier.
Okay, so he does that little connection. 2 divided by 1, however, is what? Dave. You got it. So order does matter. Write this out real quick, and then let you guys go to example 2. What other operation does order matter? Right. Yes. You ready for the whole gist of lesson 13? After you write this out, look at me. 46 eyeballs. Unless you're a Cyclops, 45.
Cyclops.
The whole gist, not only of 13, but every lesson afterwards. The rest of 6th grade, all of 7th grade, all of 8th grade, all of 9th grade, 10th, 11th, 12th, freshman year college, and beyond.
What?
I want you, when we do algebra or any math, forget about this symbol.
What?
Gone. Gone. Goodbye. Glad to know you. See you later. From here on out, we are going to express division using, and Common Core likes to call this a fraction bar. I don't like the word fraction bar because it's confused with this. Fraction bar is a fraction bar diagram. It gets confused. We're going to call it the division bar. We use it all the time, and especially with algebraic expressions. Okay? Use this. Dividend over divisor. Go to example 2 and do example 2, and then I'm going to set you free. Sort of. With a little bit of guidance. But do example 2. Here's Sammy. It's a Tonight Show. Back when your parents were kids.
Back when your kids were kids.
Your kids were kids. No, your parents. Good to go? Let's just do. Oh yeah, label your dividend and divisor. You could just label it once and then draw arrows to the second diagram. D-E and D. Yeah. And then if you want, you could draw an arrow to what's what using the. You got it. All right. The Gazinta. Let's do the first 3 together, and then I'm going to tell you what your assignment is for the rest of class while I give back a ton of stuff to you. I have everything marked. Okay. When you see the word divided by or the quotient of, that's my bar. You read this as divided by or the quotient of, and then the way it appears in the sentence, for the most part, does not change. Top to bottom, 12 divided by 4, which is equal to 3. It's an improper fraction, right? Okay.
Do we have to do that? Like,
What?
answer it?
No, don't solve it. Don't evaluate it. Don't evaluate it. When you get to number 3, you're not going to be able to evaluate it anyway, because it's all going to be algebraic.
And 4. So the quotient of C.
3 divided by 5. Who's on top?
3.
Who's on bottom? Done. A divided by 6. Who's on top? A over 6. Okay, listen everybody. Here's what I want you to do. In your groups, finish up the regular exercises. Everybody, including my advanced. Then I want everybody to try advanced. You may be able to get through the first 3, and then after that, it gets really nuts. It's algebra on steroids after advanced set number 3. Okay? It gets really, really amped up. Okay? But see how
You don't know what
performance enhancing yeah.
Put it that way.
Don't take them, they're bad for you.
Talking about steroids.
It's okay, you're going to learn it in health next year anyway. I'm not advocating it, I'm telling you don't do it.
I didn't know this, but yes.
But yeah, 4 through 6, 4 through,
And it makes you strong. I think. It makes you what? It makes you like
4 through 6 is crazy. Okay? Anyway, group up and go.